a month. You'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card Spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry, this deal ends soon. See Home Club for details.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Football season is here, and that means that fall is here. So start the season off right with Holidays in Bennett with Tailored Life. Make plans to stop by Bennett from September 6th through the 8th for open houses for shops. And on Sunday, enjoy a street market with creative collabs with over 30 vendors, food trucks, and a kids zone. It's Holidays in Bennett from September 6th through the 8th. Make sure to stop and see Tailored Life, Garden, Home, and Gift when you stop by.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into Dump Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. As always, if you guys want to join in, you can use the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Got the former Husker himself, DeMornay Pierson-El. And if you want to put a face to the voice, use the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter, Outlaw Channel 961. With that being said, we got some more news to talk about. I thought we're done talking about new Husker additions, but we got another one. They get their guy from LSU. He's going to be a sophomore this year. Mac Markway, tight end. He's sitting there at about 250 pounds. I think he's about 6'2", 6'3".
I got questions. Is that why Carter Nelson is a receiver instead of tight end?
Makes you think. Now his real valuable, I think, reason why he's highly touted as a 4-star, not as much as this passing ability, but he's a great blocker at that tight end position. And if they don't think Carter Nelson was big enough, you do move him to the slot, and maybe you had your eyes on this guy the whole time.
That's my only question with it. I mean, I think he's a 4-star, you said, right?
Yep, 4-star. LSU, he played, I think he had only 3 receptions. He played for LSU, but very minimum reps. Wasn't out there a lot.
Again, we need all the help we can get on the line. Again, I told you, if that left tackle spot is a problem, they're going to go max protection, which means tight ends are in, or you'll see 12 personnel a lot. So having another big body in that spot to where help with blocking and whatnot, and a mismatch in other areas or whatnot, I mean, you can't have enough, of those versatile type guys. So, the more the merrier.
Yeah. And excuse me, I cut him a couple inches. He's 6'4", 250. So he's big tight end. Certainly going to help in the run game. And we talked about Bonner already. How much do you think we're going to lean into this run game? It feels like we have some great wide receivers, but we're looking at the running back room. It seems like running back room by committee, at least as far as week 1 goes. Obviously the left tackle with Teddy Prohaska getting injured, still kind of a question mark. But you're starting to feel pretty good about all the pieces in the run game, especially outside blocking. If we're wanting to run anything out to the outside, we talked about how good our wide receivers are in terms of being able to get open and catch the ball, but they're also just bigger guys that should be able to put some good blocks out there. So the more we get into this, adding Mac Markway, I feel like we're going to be running the ball a little more than what we're anticipating.
Who's our offensive coordinator again?
Satterfield, and he likes to run the ball.
He likes to air it out too.
Yeah, he's a good blend, though. I should say this: he's not a Brett Bielema.
He's not a one side heavy type of person, but I think it boils down necessarily to how well and how efficient the offensive line is going to be. Would you want to run the ball when you're supposed to? Absolutely, yes. But I mean, you have a new toy and a whole lot of weapons. So he does have a gunslinger mentality. He has shown, what he likes to do. So I wouldn't be, too surprised if it's a little bit more pass heavy than run heavy. But with the Big Ten, you better hope you establish the run game to, run out the clock or, just to eat up the clock and everything like that. So, like I said, it depends on how well and how efficient, they get that job done.
Yeah, I just still think it's vitally important that we find that identity, simply for the fact we just saw what happened in Florida State, right? Like, if you can't control time of possession at key moments, whether to end the half, which in Florida State case, like we talked about before, the time of possession maybe wasn't as extreme as you'd think. It's actually pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But when they were able to get on the ball, when they were able to extend those drives by choice, by just running the ball at their will, it was more of them controlling the ball when they wanted to control the ball. They were methodically moving down first chain. So I'll say this with Mac Markway being who he is. In Satterfield, I mean, he's always loved to get his tight ends involved in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a perfect fit for Satterfield. And I mean, he's sitting there with Borkature, Fedoni. Now you get Mark, and you got Carter Nelson. He's at the slot, but you give him another season. How good is this tight end room in your eyes?
They have a pretty good chance to be very, very
elite, right? I think they can be elite.
Well, very, very well. If they have the opportunity to not just be, a true tight end, hand in the dirt type of tight end, if they can mix it up with, being extended from the line, or even, being a stand-up receiver, or by itself, kind of what you've seen Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, and some of those guys, to where they're by themselves on the boundary, or I know Coach Gruden used to call them joker formations, to where they were the joker guys. So you put them literally, isolated, and they'll either have a smaller corner on them, or if it's man and in the right personnel, a linebacker might go out there. So there's different types of mismatches that you can come up with if everything is fine and dandy with the offensive line being able to handle their own, and you can move those pieces and weapons around to kind of make some more mismatching.
Yeah, I like the tight end room a lot, especially because especially Markway only being a sophomore, Carter Nelson, true freshman. Like, you're getting some young guys in there mixed in with the older guys. So you're going to have that good blend of, I think it works well in every sport, a good blend of veteran leadership and youth that they can develop under. So I like the way that room's coming together. We can talk about it forever. The offensive lines are going to be a circle until we see it on Saturday, if they're really clicking. But if they are, man, your tight ends just become that much bigger of a threat when your run game's elite enough to where if those tight ends want to slip, go on a seam route, or just even a simple drag, when they're worried about those play action runs, those guys will find themselves wide open. And when you got a guy who, in Markway's case, Fedoni, Borkshire, both big guys, run after the catch is certainly going to be a viable option. We did get this from the text line. I want to ask you this because it's been a problem for Nebraska football for, you can pick a number, a long time. Brian, so with you being the GOAT, what's acceptable for punt return averages? And to give you the numbers, last year we had Billy Kemp's average was 4, Nation was 3.8, Hill was 1, and then Bullock was 0. That's all we got. And Billy Kemp had the most with 6 punt returns, Nation the same with 6. So those guys were tied, both right about 4 yards per average. What's an acceptable number?
If you can average a first down in returns, if you get at least every time you catch the ball and have a chance to field the ball, if you get at least 10 yards, anything plus that, is gravy on top. But if you get 10 yards of return, statistically, or every time you have a chance to return it, statistically, you'll be the number 1 punt returner in the nation, period. That's in collegiate, that's NFL. They preach, if you average 10 yards a return, that is the goal. If I would be okay with 8, but 10. If you get 10 yards, that's considered an explosive play. Probably on the return side of things, you can change field. Say they're punting from their 20, 30, and you return it back to our 40-ish. So that 10 yards, you could be starting in your 30, 25 yard range, but you return it at least 10 yards, and that's an explosive play. Your special teams unit will be in the top 10 of the country. So I would say if they can average 10 yards of return, that they're in a great spot for the year.
Do you remember what you averaged in college?
Holistically, I do not.
I'm assuming it's more than 4.
Yeah, easily. Easily.
Do you see this getting fixed? We got some guys on this list.
Our later years, our return units, it was more so of they were in pretty much our territory. So I didn't have too much of a chance to return, and people still weren't trying to give me a chance at all. So, but yeah, I knew it was a 4. I knew that.
Yeah, and that's always the silver lining, right? Is sometimes it's like, do you bash guys? I shouldn't say bash. Do you criticize guys like Billy Camp, Ethan Nation, or do you criticize the blocking? Was the blocking good enough to where those guys even had a chance to try to pull something off? I know in your case, you were great, but I give a lot of credit to the rest of the special teams too.
Yeah.
They definitely gave you some alleys and some lanes to work and do what you do best. So that's obviously another part of that. Do you feel good about this special teams room, especially when it comes to kick return, punt return, making some steps? Because it's been a lot of fair catches, a lot of just hold your breath, don't drop the ball and turn it over.
I feel a lot better just with Rule being there and straightening things out and his order of operation of things. When I came in, Bo did that. He stapled in and made sure, people did their own part. So with this year, hopefully, the special teams coach is on them hard. You got guys out there that are willing to sacrifice, the greater good to get a job done. You have elite returners who, from the outside looking in, they don't look scary. They catch the ball pretty well and pretty confident. Now it's just, having the confidence and the boost to give them a lane and allow them to go. So we'll see what type of scheme they have. I think scheme is a lot a part of it. But I feel comfortable with the dudes that they have. Like I said, it's just kind of, you got to have that feeling and just go with things. So they like guys. Hopefully they got, more of a cohesive unit to kind of give the returner a chance to actually make something happen. And, hopefully we'll see a return or something back this year. Hopefully.
Yeah, I feel there. We got, let's see here, from Angry Rams fan. We got Demorne Pierson-El, the former Husker himself, the special teams. Want to know which Husker we're talking to at the moment. I'll ask you this. Since we're talking about special teams, let's talk about some of the guys we got back there. We got a couple of them that are interesting, right? So for punt return, we talked a little bit already, but IGC, he got hurt. We're going to hopefully see what a healthy version of him looks like. And then for kick return, you got Ramir Johnson. Now you said something earlier about surprised to have the running back. You never see that. Is this just a week one thing in your eyes, or can you have the running back there? Because in my opinion, I don't see any problems with that. What is your issue, I guess, with having what Ramir Johnson, the potential to be the RB1, but also being the kick returner?
Because I've seen some starters here and there. My freshman year, me and Amir was back there. Mm-hmm. It was necessarily pick your poison with, who you want to kick it to and everything like that. But your starting running back is taking unnecessary hits that you necessarily don't have to put him in a position to be in. So that's why I was like, I'm not too sure with if he's the guy back there on return, he's the number one back in the room. Now they could, and everybody has their own philosophy, everybody has their own way of doing things or whatnot. But typically, if you go back and look at, let's just take Alabama. If you look at Alabama's roster, the years Saban was there, none of their starting running backs were back there catching returns. So it's more so of keeping things on rhythm or whatnot. You can get a running back there, and those blocks are set up are similar to like running through holes and whatnot. That's why you see often more so running back as returners for kickoff return more so than receivers. But that's why I was saying I'm not so sure if he's going to be the starting guy, because you typically don't see your number one guy, your cowbell back there taking unnecessary shots that's not needed. What happens if something goes wrong? He gets hit wrong or whatnot. If you've seen Hard Knocks last night, the running back tore his ACL on something simple like that. So if that's your number one guy, you're just putting him in the fire for that's an unnecessary risk you don't have to take. So that was my thinking of how I seen it, how things typically go on the collegiate level on the NFL level of your starting back won't be back there. The Rams, when they had Todd Gurley wasn't catching kickoff returns and running them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that was my logic behind saying that.
And that makes more sense. I last time I wanted to clarify on that because last time I think it was the end of the segment, we ended up just, I think, yelling at each other to wrap the show up there. But we got the clarification on that. Makes a lot more sense. In the morning, I did find your punt return average just under that threshold. 9.8 is what you sat at. Not bad, though. You'll take 9.8 yards per punt return average.
That's right there at a first down. Like I said, it's not – if you average that, if you at least have a first down, you'll be a number one returner in your conference, top 10 probably in the nation. At the NFL level, you're probably going to the Pro Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like that's just what it is. So, like I said, and that's not to say, you only get 10 yards. No, you can calculate, those big returns or whatnot, because you'll have some or whatnot. But like I said, if you average 10 yards, that's pretty much, that's really good. You should be top 10 in the nation, top 5, honestly.
Now let's talk about one of the other best to ever do it. He was a Bear, Devin Hester. He made the Hall of Fame. It blows my mind that there's people that have any sort of problems with that. I get what you're saying, wide receiver, he wasn't what he was supposed to be, but when it comes to punt return, when you are the best to ever do it at that position,
period,
you belong. I don't care what you say. Like, there's nobody. What do you think his punt return average was? It is mind-blowing. Probably
12 to 15 yards a pop.
17.1 yards per return.
That's in like, so in the game they call an explosive play 25 plus. In the return game, anything past 10, that's an explosive. So you could change the field. You averaging almost 20 yards of return. That, like, you can suck for the next 3 downs and probably go out there and kick a field goal at the NFL level and still get points off of just one return. So that's crazy. So I don't get why the hate is there. I guess they're trying to make it, well, look at holistically his career, but what he was known for is what got him in there. Nobody's talking about him as a receiver. To be honest, he was a DB at first.
Yeah.
He started off at DB and changed to receiver. And then when he got to the Bears, even with the Bears, he really wasn't on so much on the offensive side of stuff until I would say halfway or a couple years into his career. So he's the best at it, period. When you say a return man, it's him. He if he's not the first name you say, it's the second.
Yeah, it really should. I mean, I had to, that blows my mind. 17.1. I mean, that's damn near moving the ball. So
that's crazy.
To the Chicago Bears and Devin Hester era, you're on average giving up wherever the ball gets punted to, on top of here's 20 yards plus that Devin Hester is probably going to move that ball, let alone the chance for him just taking it all the way to the house. Through that, as a return specialist, 40 receptions for 475 yards, 4 touchdowns as a return specialist. And this was just the season with 40 receptions, 475 yards. As a return specialist, he amassed 564 yards on punt returns. And again, while averaging that 17.1 yards and the 3 touchdowns. There's no doubt in my mind. Like, he's a Hall of Famer.
Easily.
You can try to poke holes in the other stuff, but what he did on punt return in particular.
What he did for returns, punt return or kick return. Like, he was more deadlier on punt returns, but I mean his kickoff returns weren't too far behind.
Yeah.
So I mean he changed the game. People didn't want him to have the ball. People held their breath every time he touched the ball in a return manner. So you got to give the man his flowers. You got to respect him and understand what people are celebrating him for what he was. It's not, oh, well, because typically, I mean, you could say he's probably the first of his kind for real. You could say Deion's a return man, but he was a Hall of Fame corner. So people was like, well, he's not like the others. And it's like, well, the others aren't like him. Mm-hmm. So it's he's kind of, the outlier of things, to where he's just not going to fit in your typical Hall of Famer box of, dominant on one side of the ball. He was dominant on special teams. Like that's what, you know, he was known for. So it's ridiculous that people even go to the stakes to try and not give him his flowers.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if you have that take, you got to go listen to the NFL guys that had to go figure out a way to tackle him. I mean, there's so many punters and kickers, the poor souls, that they were the last line of defense and had to try to catch Hester blazing full steam ahead. And that happened more than it should have. But Devin Hester was just that kind of special player where your last line of defense, I'd be hard pressed to find any play where the kicker or punter was actually able to make the play on Hester if it got that far. I think those times were all the times it probably went to the house. But yeah. I mean, the fear he put on that kickoff team or punt team every single time. I mean, it was a real threat that, hey, if we just give him 10 yards, that's a win. And that's insanity in itself, giving up 10 yards on a punt or kick return. So with that being said, we'll throw it to break. We're going to talk some NFL. We're going to talk about Ayuk. Interesting comments by Shanahan. Not fazed at all by the holdout. This is probably one of the most serious holdouts I've seen since I can really remember being an NFL fan. I don't know if I've seen it gone this far. So we'll talk about the Ayuk news, Shanahan's comments on Ayuk, and what that situation might unfold to be. So don't go anywhere. Dump Punt Hour. We got the former Husker himself, DeMornay Pierson-El. Talk to you on the other side.
LES is proud to be powered by your family, your friends, your neighbors, local people serving local people. Learn more about what a career at LES can offer you at les.com/careers.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Is here, and that means that fall is here. So start the season off right with Holidays in Bennett with Tailored Life. Make plans to stop by Bennett from September 6th through the 8th for open houses for shops. And on Sunday, enjoy a street market with creative collabs with over 30 vendors, food trucks, and a kids zone. It's Holidays in Bennett from September 6th through the 8th. Make sure to stop and see Tailored Life, Garden, Home, and Gift when you stop by.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny skies with light south winds. See an afternoon high around 93. Tonight, mostly clear with the low around 73. And tomorrow, showers and storms likely, especially in the afternoon. Some of those could be severe. See a high around 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Husker Nation, your women's basketball team is gearing up for another incredible season, and you can be right in the heart of the action. Get your season tickets today and guarantee your spot for another year of Husker dominance. Witness every key basket, every clutch steal, and celebrate every victory with the most dedicated fans in the nation. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for this unforgettable season. Go Big Red. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
The kicker from Iowa, I don't know. What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
What's his name?
What's his name?
Help me!
No, you need to give the name for your boy.
I don't know.
Tory Taylor.
Tory Taylor.
Yeah, and you didn't say that.
That's what I meant.
That's how you said.
But I said Iowa.
But you didn't get the guy's name.
But what does
We're
that
asking
mean?
for the name.
I gave the team and the player.
You did not give the player. You gave the team and the position.
This is a cheat.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
College football season is back, and you can hear the top games all year long here on 93.7 The Ticket. Our slate of action starts on Thursday this week with PJ Fleck and the Minnesota Golden Gophers looking to row the boat against Mac Brown and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Pregame starts at 6:30 with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. On Saturday, quarterback Cam Ward and the new-look number 19 Miami Hurricanes kick off their season by heading to the Swamp to take on head coach Billy Napier and the Florida Gators. Kickoff for the Canes and Gators starts at 2:30 p.m. Catch the action on the gridiron all season long here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Don't Punt Hour, second segment. We got the former Husker himself, the special teams threat, the wide receiver, DeMornay Pierson-El. Spent the last segment talking a lot about special teams, but we're going to switch it up here and dive into NFL, in particular with the San Francisco 49ers. This thing has come into an all-out stall. He is not reporting to camp, not reporting to practices. He's going to start getting fined as well. And just to get Shanahan's comments, this is his thoughts on the deal holding out. He says he feels optimistic about Trent Williams' return, but does not know about Ayuk. And he goes on to further say, quote, I mean, we're getting close to playing a game. So my mind is completely on preparing for a game without those guys. Do we get to week 1 without Brandon Ayuk or Trent Williams on that roster?
I think you get to week 1 without Ayuk more so than Trent. If Trent's not on that team's not as scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, he when you say 49ers, if outside of Shanahan, you'll say even probably before Purdy, of course you say McCaffrey, but right after McCaffrey, Trent. So I mean he is one of the faces of that. So like I said, I think Ayuk gets traded sometime this week, or they get the situation figured out. I mean, from what he said and what John Lynch has said, they're pretty much irritated and over it. They're not bending. They gave what they gave, and if he's not accepting it, either he's about to start getting fined. Because beforehand he couldn't because he didn't sign his franchise tag. So you can't fine him for all the practice that he's missed in training camp or whatnot. But I think he'll start to show up just so that doesn't happen. That doesn't mean he has to practice.
Just so we don't get fined. Classic.
Literally. But I think that there's seriously a trade that's going to get done sometime this week.
The Steelers?
Probably not.
Trying to think of other buyers.
Who needs a wide receiver?
Bills. That'd be a great fit for Ayuk. They got some cap space to throw around.
The Bills would have to give up draft picks. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that they can offer up. The 53, initial 53 is already out. So now okay, you got some people that started on, the pub list or IR and whatnot. So teams exactly know how they can move and whatnot. So I think, like I said, this week you start to see, who's exactly can do what. The Patriots might make, something crazy to come back around because, they're young quarterback, receiver room, isn't the best thing ever. So, I mean, you can see that go down. Like I said, it's hard to say exactly where. There's a few spots that, that could, but I don't think that they're going to get a deal done. I just don't. I think he's standing on where he is and he's not happy. And if he just sits the whole year or, just is on inactive and hits free agency next year, to kind of do things. But like I said, I think somebody will give enough picks to get the things moving and give him, at least somewhat close to CeeDee Lamb's deal.
Yeah, and that's the real problem I see for them is these wide receiver deals that have just been crazy lately. That's what Ayuk wants. And like you said, the 49ers, I'm sure it's a lucrative number.
I don't think he should reset the market. But I definitely think like he should. The floor is, St. Brown's deal, and I think it was like 31 point something a year. I think maybe 32. So I mean that should be at least the floor. He should at least get that. I'm not necessarily saying Justin Jefferson money. No, I'm not necessarily saying CD money. But I mean he's close to it. But I don't think it's in the same atmosphere.
Yeah, I know last year he was over 1,000 yards, by a decent margin too. It was over 1,300 yards. So he's certainly going to be a higher paid. He deserves to be towards the top of it. Not CeeDee Lamb, not Justin Jefferson money, but certainly in the mix. The problem is he's really put himself in a predicament with the stall out, as you mentioned, with the 53-man roster cut. Now there's teams they have a plan on what they can do, but they're also limited with the plan they have in front of them. So a lot of the teams that maybe could have made moves prior to fit him in there, it just feels like he's in a situation where the 49ers should have traded him a while ago to get him in the right spot, or he should have just taken the money that's in front of him. I just feel like for him, he might end up in a situation on top of all these fines that he's paying that isn't really great for him in the long run. Or the 49ers. It feels like both sides are kind of losing here with this holdout. So I'm with you. I think it's week 1. We probably don't see him. Do you think we get a trade and we see him week 2, or do you think this thing continues to drag out?
With how things can flip and go and how I've seen with the NFL, I would say by week 2, you know exactly like where he is or what the situation. Either he tucks his tail and take whatever they're doing and just sign the franchise tag and just play out the year there. And after that, don't even come back for an extension, or somebody offers him the deal he type of wants. The 49ers like the because it's gonna be draft capital. That's what it's going to be. It's not going to be anything crazy. You probably won't see. You might see a player, but I doubt it. But I mean that it's either he's gonna tuck his tail and play on the franchise tag this year, and at the end of the year cut all ties and he's going to a new team next year, or he'll accept the offer that, you know, one of these organizations will give him the money of what he's asking for and what he wants, but he's not going to be in a winning, or he might not be in a winning place anymore. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I don't have him sitting out the whole year not playing football. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's realistic for him. I think one of the two of the other options is going to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. He's going to want that money. I mean, he's at a great point of his career. Why sit out, take on a bunch of fines, not make any money that season? I think he'll land on a roster. But hey, if you got a fantasy team and you're with some guys who aren't super plugged in, maybe you make some moves here with the Ayuk news. I think you probably pull away with a quick one. Maybe trying to get Ayuk on your roster, because I think he'll certainly be out there. And again, 1,000-yard receiver, 1,300. I think he finished around the neighborhood of 7 touchdowns last year as well. So still a phenomenal wide receiver towards the top of his game. Definitely watch out for. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be a 49er, which surprises me. I really thought once the CD Lamb thing got ironed out that this would help kind of segue into the 49ers, but apparently it just made things more difficult because the standout is stronger than ever.
I mean, they're telling to me, they're telling, you know, how they really feel and think of them. It's like, yeah, you're important, but you're not one of the core guys.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You're not Debo, you're not McCaffrey, and you seeing all these quarterback deals of what's going on and all these not unsuccessful, but all these not, you know, huge playoff winning quarterbacks that are getting 55 a year. Purdy's deal is, if they go back to an NFC Championship or a Super Bowl this year, what do you think his deal is? What do you think his money is going to be like? So,
Lord.
You know, they got some. You got Fred Warner. I think, you know, it's coming up on his. You got Bosa that just got paid and everything like that. You got the safety. They got Tre'Davious. They got some people. The 49ers are in a situation to where you might, you know, have the short end. Is like, look, you're not one of the core guys. And
I think Greenlaw just got extended too, if I remember correctly. I think both those. I think that linebacker core is on the books for a while.
I'm telling you, like, they're just saying it's like, look, we like you, but you're replaceable. You're not one of these other guys that isn't. That's just what it is.
Speaking of replaceable, let's talk about one of the more unfortunate stories. As a fruit of the 53-man roster, this quarterback, he proved a lot. He showed some flashes. I think he definitely kept his chances alive for the NFL, but Adrian Martinez does get cut from the New York Jets as they're slimming down their 53-man roster. Thoughts on Adrian Martinez and what does the path look like from here? Because he certainly showed enough to where he can be knocking on some doors.
Did he might have got signed back to the practice squad. I didn't see if he did.
Back to the practice squad. Let me double check here.
No. I mean, he got cut. He didn't make the team for sure. Yeah. But today is today, you know, where teams can pick up guys for their practice squad. So he might have made that. You know, it's a journey. Just as one door, you know, closes, another one may open. It could be 2, could be 3 weeks, could be a month, could be 2 months.
And real quick, just for clarity, this one from 12 hours ago from Sports Illustrated, they do got him listed. He is on that practice squad.
Okay, so he said, so yeah, he's fine. He's not going anywhere. So you didn't make, you know, the initial roster or whatnot, but you're still getting the NFL check. You're still on the team. You're still learning. You're still around, and they like you enough to be situated, and that's what the goal is. I mean, you know, he killed it in spring ball, you know, and all of his opportunities, you know, he's knocked it out, and he's landed himself on a practice roster. So good for him. Like I said, it doesn't stop. Somebody, another teammate may be calling and asking, you know, bring you up to their active roster. So you may never know, but I mean, you got to battle through it. It's not an easy thing to do. It sucks, but it's definitely a lot better when you get offered back on the practice squad. So I bet you he's a lot more happier than he was yesterday.
Yeah, and he's certainly better off, especially financially. I mean, nothing against the USFL, but just the practice squad, you're making $12,000 to $21,000 a week. So that's a weekly paycheck.
Oh, he's in New York, so Texas is good. It's still a nice penny, but you're gonna hate the state of New York. You're gonna hate it. I'm telling you.
Well, maybe that's why Brandon Ayuk wants out of California so bad. Not too far off from New York, and as far as taxes go. Speaking of QB, since we got like 2 minutes left, the Patriots are actually a little more interesting than I thought. I thought Drake May would be able to run away with that one, but they're between Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. Who do you think pulls away with that job for the New England Patriots?
I think Jacoby Brissett is going to be the QB1 out there. Time and time again, we're starting to see, some of these older quarterbacks come out and say, it's kind of bad because the young quarterbacks are being tossed in the fire and learning on the quick of it. Jacoby Brissett has been a Patriot. He's won games there. He's a good enough quarterback to get you to where you need to until you feel a lot more comfortable with May out there, taking over fully. So if they don't want to rush things and they want to do things right by the quarterback and having him ready for, majority of the situation, that's what happens. I mean, look what happened with Mahomes. Mahomes didn't play his whole first year. So people think Mahomes just came out the gate, amazing and whatnot, when he sat and learned the whole offense, watched and everything like that. That next year, he still had growing pains and whatnot, but he was a lot more prepared for it. So I think Brissett comes out with QB1 for at least, 2-3 weeks. And then, if it gets to where like, okay, you got to give it to May, then you give it to May.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think we're going to see that happen more and more. I think that's what makes Michael Penix Jr. really interesting, because with Jacoby Brissett starting, is that good enough to be a guy that you can really develop and thrive under? Because I think part of it, even with Alex Smith with the Kansas City Chiefs, he was good enough to bring them to the playoffs multiple times. He couldn't ever get it done, but he did have some moments where he was just playing really well, and I'm sure that helped Mahomes. Kirk Cousins for the Falcons, say what you will, he plays. I mean, he's a solid starter in the NFL. I mean, what he did with the Vikings for as consistently as long as he did, he's put up some really great numbers. He's going to be a weird one when the Hall of Fame comes around, because those numbers are going to add up to where you might think he's a Hall of Famer. You can make that argument, but it's certainly going to help Michael Penix Jr. I think him with the Falcons being behind Kirk Cousins, I think the future's bright. And I think that's the kind of a style we're going to see a lot of NFL teams go to, is let's have the backup, not just throw them in there, especially in some of those markets like in New York, where they'll eat you alive. Let them develop and get comfortable. And then as the veteran ages out, we'll bring in the new guy. And then that's how you get the Rodgers, the Favres, the Loves. I mean, we're kind of seeing this trend happen more and more. So that being said, we got one more segment. We'll throw it to break here for the final segment of the Don't Punt Hour. But reminder, 8 o'clock, debuting off the field today. That one with Kendall Liner. So again, be sure to be plugged in for that one. We'll throw it to break. Talk to you guys in just a little bit.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G35609. 9493 must trade.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Hey, Nebraska football fans, it's defensive lineman Ty Robinson, and I've got a winning play for you with Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Team up with Action and install a new Bradford white water heater in your home. And if we win the conference championship this season, you'll get a full refund. Don't fumble this opportunity. Sack your old water heater this season and score big with Action. Visit actionlincoln.com/Huskers to learn more.
Promotion valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Husker Nation, your women's basketball team is gearing up for another incredible season, and you can be right in the heart of the action. Get your season tickets today and guarantee your spot for another year of Husker dominance. Witness every key basket, every clutch steal, and celebrate every victory with the most dedicated fans in the nation. Don't wait. Head over to Huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for this unforgettable season. Go Big Red.
Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny skies with light south winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 93. Tonight, mostly clear with the low around 73. And tomorrow, showers and storms likely, especially in the afternoon. Some of those could be severe. We'll see a high around 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
The kicker from Iowa, I don't know. What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
What's his name?
What's his name?
Help me!
No, you need to give the name for your boy.
I don't know.
Tory Taylor.
Tory Taylor.
Yeah, and you didn't say that.
That's what I meant.
It's how you said.
But I said Iowa.
But you didn't get the guy's name.
But what does
We're
that
asking
mean?
for the name.
I gave the team and the player.
You did not give the player. You gave the team and the position.
This is a cheat.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
The captain for Sean Jackson.
September 17th, 1994 was the first what? Let me think for a second.
Game against UCLA, number 13 UCLA in town. College Game Day was here, but that's not what he's talking about.
I played in that game. I had a couple carries in that game. You can give it to you? Please give it to me. September 17th, 1994 was the first year of the tunnel walk, and it has been going on for 3 decades later.
I was there, but you don't. It was a blur. It was all a dream.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, wrapping things up on the Don't Punt Hour. We got the former Husker, DeMornay Pierson-El himself, streaming in. And since, again, we're inching towards Husker football here tomorrow, since it is our last show with the former Husker wide receiver, DeMornay Pierson-El, we'll go all in on UTEP Husker football. But in the meantime, we only got one question I want to answer before we wrap things up. DeMornay Pierson-El, we've seen it in the past, unfortunately, with schools like Troy, Northern Illinois, almost McNeese State, until Amir Abdullah saved Husker Nation by preventing that one from happening. With UTEP, how do we get in a situation where the game starts going sideways, where it's almost the amount of confidence coming from the team who, quote unquote, is less than in paper, finds a way to start dominating the game? Because we see, I can't remember how much Georgia Southern pulled off on us offensively, but they weren't scared. It got to a point where they were just way more confident than what it felt like we were. How do those games start to unravel, and what does Nebraska got to look out for in particular when it comes to UTEP?
With that, on the defensive side, just missed assignments, missed tackles, missed opportunities, not being at the right place at the right time, making sure things get situated, too many explosive plays. On the offensive side, just lackluster, shooting our own stuff in the foot. Again, missed opportunities with, if it's shots down the field or fumbles, turnovers, any of those things, will have those type of feelings coming up or whatnot. So hopefully those things don't happen. Hopefully things get taken care of, and hopefully it's a blowout. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, is it one of those things where you got to be wary of those first few drives? Like, you have to kind of put your foot down right away, because it just feels like all the games in the past where Nebraska, unfortunately, has fallen victim to a major upset has been those first couple of drives. You give them some life, and then from there, it just feels like it takes off, and they have all the confidence because they're underdogs. No one expects them to win. They're playing free and loose. I think when you give them that one open shot, all of a sudden everything starts clicking for them, and they're just playing, not thinking.
Not necessarily, because it's going to be things that you'll have to adjust to. They're game planning for us just like we're game planning for them. So there's going to be changes in the game to where at halftime or on the sideline to where you can make changes to stop certain things from happening. So just don't, if those things do happen or whatnot, don't let that become a continuous throughout the whole game, and it doesn't get fixed or it doesn't get stopped. That would be the only concerning thing. So even if early on, if they're moving the ball well or fine or anything like that, you got guys out there playing for the first time. So let them settle in, give them a couple of drives to kind of shake out of it and realize, okay, we're just playing football here.
And then final one before we wrap things up. UTEP, the one advantages they have is it's a disadvantage and advantage all at the same time. First-year head coach for UTEP, Scotty Walden. He's also one of the youngest coaches, but the point is you're getting a new coach in there. So you're not going to know exactly what UTEP really wants to do until Saturday. The tape isn't going to match up to what you saw last season. What are the challenges that comes along with that? Like, how can Tony White really try to prepare his guys for an offense that we don't know what it's even going to look like yet?
I mean, it just tracking, the head coach's philosophy. He was an offensive coordinator somewhere.
Yep.
So typically, wherever he was at last, when Mike Riley came in here, Mike Riley showed up with Oregon State film, so we were watching certain things to emulate that and whatnot. So there's film out there of what that coach does. There's film out there of what he's going to like to do and whatnot. And now it's just understanding, okay, well, he's going to try and do this with this group of guys. Let's not allow him to get that off or anything like that and stop it sooner than later.
Yep, and we'll dive into that more tomorrow. As like I said, it'll be the last time we have this show before next time we talk. It'll actually be officially post-game reactions from UTEP and Husker football. So Shout out to Morning at Pierson-El, on time as always. We'll keep it rolling here on Ticket Weeknights, debuting a new show. So be sure to stick around. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.